Yeah. All right, Neo, good one. First up, let me look at this. All right, looking at the 1 minute chart, you know, obviously I don't like looking at the 1 minute chart too much unless we're looking at a day trade. But Neo looks like on a slight downtrend right now, but we still got this support at 31.45. Let's look at the day, see what we got. All right, it looks like we're on kind of a slight uptrend. We look at the Fabrizio lines. We need to hold this level, this 31.58 type of level. But definitely, if we creep up to the 34.38, we might be looking at a long-term upswing. So I think Neo possibly could continue with that EV trade stuff that we saw the boom, but we need to be careful because Neo's volatile. What's the next one? Microsoft. All right, let's get it. I like Microsoft. We like Microsoft. All right, Microsoft. All right, this beast looks like we're consolidating right now. You look on the daily, we're starting to get into a rectangular pattern between 342 and 316. A lot of price action going on in between those levels. We're kind of downtrending on the middle part of that with the 329 area. So what we need to do is we need to hold this area and continue to consolidate at that area. Otherwise, we're definitely going to go down to about 316, 318, and we're going to test that area and possibly go on a slight downtrend. But I like Microsoft moving in. Lucid, another good one, another popular one. You guys are asking all the ones that everybody's into. Lucid looks like we're consolidating. I see on the daily chart, I see a little cup starting to form. I want to see a little more consolidation on the long term on Lucid because with the cup, we got to have that handle, and the handle has to have some consolidation periods. So we can't just have like a little itty bitty teacup handle. We want to have a couple days where it's bouncing around and it's staying in certain levels. That'll tell us that at a particular point we're going to break, and then we're going to go either up or down. We got to break one way or the other. And with Lucid being kind of lower than it has been here recently, we're definitely in this consolidation period, and I see this going up. So good ticker to possibly get in forward thinking out a few weeks. Where are we at now? Microsoft. We just did Microsoft Walmart. Another one I like. All right, Walmart. Looks like we're on a slight downtrend on the daily, but we've been on an uptrend here recently. So I think that we're at this Fabricio line. We're at the 38 Fabricio line, which if we can bounce off of this line, I see no reason why we can't continue to go up and bounce up to 142, 146, and so on and so forth. Because we just hit almost 146 the other day, and it definitely consolidated around that period. However, you saw slight sell off, which is normal. We saw quite a bit of sell off from people taking some profits, but I think we bounce from here and we continue to go up. I would see us possibly going surpassing 146 here in the near future. I like Walmart moving forward for sure. Starbucks. Man, I got a story about Starbucks. Starbucks is my Achilles heel. All right, looks like we're on a slight uptrend with some sell off going on yesterday. We got some lines of support, intra lines of support with our big support and resistance. Looks like our big resistance point that we're having right now is this 117 area. So what we have to do is over here where we're at currently, this 114 area, we got to find some support here and bounce up. If we can go into this 117 area again, we tested it multiple times. What'll end up having to do is we got to go up there, test it, and we have to close above 117 to go on and make higher highs. So definitely paying attention to Starbucks, but we got to hold this level here, and then we got to move up, and if we can get to 117, hold that and break that, then I think we'll go up from there. BYND, Beyond Meat, downtrend. I don't know if you like this ticker, but I'm looking at the daily chart and off the top right now we're in a downtrend. Now we're consolidating here at the lower level, the 61.62, but I'm not seeing any real signs of moving anything higher really than this area. I mean, possibly we could go up to the next resistance point, $73 or so. But right now, currently, I'm bearish on this one. I would suggest puts, at least if you're going to trade this, on a weekly basis, because we're continuing to go down on this one. Where we're at, Tesla. Tesla. Ooh, we got a nice little outside bar off of an inside bar. So I like Tesla. Definitely we saw that it exploded, and then what was perfectly right was to go ahead and people were profit taking, which is normal. So, Tesla gapped up hard and then you saw people taking profits. That's just the name of the game with Tesla, man. It's volatile, it jumps around everywhere. However, they crush deliveries. The future is looking bright for them. So we have some definitely momentum going in with Tesla, but we also have a lot of people invested in Tesla that want to make some money on this. So we'll have to see what this does at Bell. Um, on the outside bar, it's a sell outside bar. So we have some trigger points. So if Tesla opens at the bell, say 11:31, we might be thinking puts. Okay. Now, if Tesla opens at 12:04, we might be thinking calls at least on the day trend. And remember, when we're doing day trades off of triggers, we're looking for two leg strategy. Okay. Usually the stock will go up, consolidate a little bit, or even pull back a little bit, then shoot up one more time. So we got two opportunities to make some money on a day trade. Two leg strategy. You guys need to look that up if you don't know what that is. Real good, but two leg strategy to make some money, and it works both ways. Two legs down, consolidate, down, sell. That's how we want to play those trades. Where are we at? Should we do the Ford put? Well, let's look at Ford. Man, Ford was crushing. Now, if we go off of history, what does Ford like to do? Okay, Ford likes to make these new highs, and it'll sit at these new highs, and then people will profit take and they'll pull back. So that was why I did the Ford put. It was just a play. Basically, it was a cheap play, but it was a play basically on the idea that what does Ford normally do? Ford will explode and then it'll pull back. People will profit take, and this happens time over time again with Ford. So I'm betting on that one. However, we just broke out of that rectangular pattern, which I told you guys we were waiting for it to break. So we're looking for our top level to be now our new resistance point. And at some point, we'll have to come back to find a new support level. And I would imagine we come back and try to test, that $21 or that 20 50 area just to test it and probably bounce from there. But we got to test that area. What's next? Baba. Baba, downtrend, but look like we found a bottom over here. What was our bottom at? Our bottom is like 112.84. Look like we found a bottom. It got to 112.84 and it didn't like it. Been rejected multiple times. And now it seems like we're consolidating over here in this between like 119 and $120 area. So we need to see what Baba's doing. Okay. Definitely. We already know Baba's a downtrend stock. It's been on a downtrend for a while. It's a Chinese stock, but we got to remember this is like the Chinese version of Amazon, and there's a huge market for this particular ticker. So there's a lot of investors wanting in here. So I like this area right here for consolidation. I'd like to see this close above like 129, and if it could close and hold above 129, I would consider that pretty good signs of a reversal, and we could start to see higher highs and higher lows from there. All right, what we got? Any more? Any more? Did I knock them all off? How do I scroll this? All right. Yeah, it looks like we got them all. Okay. So real quick, we got I got you guys here on the line, man, and we'll push this out, man. We got a lot going on for us at Traders War Room. We're gonna be doing a whole bunch of ideas. If you haven't noticed, we got a couple challenges going on. We got one of our analysts, he's doing a $500 to $5,000 challenge. He's a small account guy. And I'll get Apple in just a second. Actually, I'll do Apple while I'm talking. And we got another guy who does nothing but covered calls. He's a millionaire, man. He's a seven-figure mentor. And if you don't know what those guys are, man, those are the guys that you want to stick around, man. They obviously know what they're doing. But he's doing a covered calls challenge where he's taking $10,000 and going to make it into $100,000 using nothing but covered calls. Now, you got to have a little bit of capital to get into this challenge, but he's a proficionado at this covered call things. He's made his entire fortune off of covered calls. So it's definitely some exciting things we got going on. So let's get a couple more before the market opens. Apple was just asking there. I like what I'm seeing on Apple. We had our jump, right, and then we had our pullback, and of course, Apple, it just moves slightly. That's why we like Apple for long term for shares. Obviously, Apple's a forever stock, but when we play options, we like Apple because Apple moves 20 cents, and our contract starts pushing percentages. So we like Apple pushing along. We like this level where we're at right now. We're still on high, and it looks like we're probably going to consolidate a little bit here. We had the V taper down where we hit that high, that 180. We dropped to that 169 area, and then we V'd up from there, and we're consolidating from here. And we closed lower than we closed the last one. So definitely like Apple moving forward. I think there's going to be some people that are spooked about how much more can Apple do in the future. And so we might start seeing some profit taken, especially if we hold this level for a few days. We'll start to see people taking profits because they're not seeing the explosive growth to the 190 area or the 195 area. Well, we got Disney. Oh, I love me some Disney. All right. You guys are hitting into my inner kid child in me. Disney. All right. Looks like we had that double bottom that we were looking for. Okay. So we hit a bottom. Disney's been kind of on a downtrend. We even gapped down a little bit, but we're looking to fill this gap really at this 164.24. We have to fill this gap. And so we're on our way tracking up there. It's been a slow, steady process, but we hit the double bottom over here at 145.64, and we started uptrending from there. So what we're liking about Disney is that we're making higher lows. Okay, we're not necessarily making higher highs yet because we still need to hit that gap up area of the 162, but we're making higher lows, which tells us that we got interest, we got sentiment on the bullish side. All right, so we're doubled up. We're over here. Looks like we got a red downward hammer candle, which I don't really like. Sometimes that signals a little bearish sentiment, but definitely if you're looking further out on Disney would be a good investment. I think we go up to this 163 area. We test this gap area, and hopefully we explode from there and clear that gap, which would push us up into the 173 area. And that should be here in the near term. I would say within maybe like a month or two, we should be able to clear that gap. All right, let's get a couple more. Hey, appreciate. Hey, this is my second time doing this, so I appreciate you saying I'm doing awesome. I'm trying this out. We're trying to figure this thing out. We're trying to add you guys new and fresh things with TWR. Trying to be competitive with the big boys. We're the new kids on the block, so we're just trying to make our name thing. I want to be on CNBC one day saying, hey, we started here and we did this, and all of a sudden now we're on Jim Craner live. You know what I mean? Hey, so what am I looking at? PLTR. Hey, we're consolidating right now. We found our bottom. Okay, I like PLTR long. We found our bottom. Definitely, we could go a little bit lower, but I think we stay in this area, man. We're consolidating here. We're starting to get a nice rectangular pattern at this 1817. I think we test 1980 here soon. And if we can hold that level and there's definite interest, I think we push up. Now, something with PLTR that you got to pay attention to. You got to listen to the news as well, all right? North Korea just shot those ballistic missiles to Japan, right? And even though they fizzed out and stuff like that, PLTR is one of those stocks that when national security is at risk, they start to get a lot of that silent sludge funds from the government and stuff like that. So they're going to start getting an influx of contracts ordered because PLTR is a beast as far as that cybersecurity stuff. And, we want to make sure that we are on top of any type of enemy or anything out there that wants to, cause harms to our national interests and our allies. So we need to pay attention on that one. SoFi, all right, we'll get two more because we're about to hit the bell, and I want to make sure I catch the bell. SoFi, all right, looks like we're kind of on a downtrend. Okay, we had that bump up, right? And that SoFi, remember we had that call on SoFi. We sold out. We had a $16 call, definitely sold on high, and now we're kind of going down. SoFi is one of those companies I like it moving forward, but there's a lot of short interest in it, and there's a lot of people that want to keep it at a certain level. So I think we're going back down. We're going to test this area down here at this 1441 area. Once we test that area, we can clear that and bounce from there. I think we go back up to the 16 area to test that one. But we have to clear above these $16.50 areas. We got to close above that in order to show reversals on up. All right, let me get one more. DraftKings, and then we're out, man. DKNG. Another one, downtrend, but it seems like we found our bottom again. So we're starting to see a lot of those downtrends that are down 30, 40%. We're finding our bottoms. Okay. So we're at our bottom here, the $27 range and stuff like this. We're definitely still need to see a reversal. I think we bounce around in this area for a while before we start to see, a push up to like $34 and things of that nature. So I would give DraftKings some time. If you want to get in a contract with DraftKings, I'd push out, maybe a month or two if you got the capital. Don't go crazy out of the money. So if you don't have the capital to get into a good contract, at least a month out, then I would just buy shares in the DraftKings at this level and just wait for it to rebound. All right, listen, hey, appreciate you guys, man. Traders War Room, looking at the stock market like a war zone. Listen, you guys are the soldiers. I'm over here doing this stuff for you guys and myself so that we can be better prepared today than we were yesterday. Let's go out there and kill the market. Bell's about to go in about 4 minutes. Let's rock it.